If you are an empath or a very sensitive person, you may have thought up until this point that this is a blessing and a curse. I know for me, I am very sensitive in nature, and when I was younger, I always got told that I was sensitive, but it was never said to me in a kind way. It was always said to me with the intention of almost like insulting me. For me, I guess people thought that I took things too personally and my feelings would get hurt over things that I guess wouldn't hurt other people's feelings. And this was always something that I was told growing up is, oh, you're just too sensitive. You're just too sensitive. Even my hair, it is, I guess, what people call a sensitive head. So little pulls on my hair, it hurts, and I would always get really, really frustrated if people would do my hair and or like brush my hair, and I would get really, really angry when people weren't gentle with it. And they would be like, "Oh my gosh, you have a sensitive head," or "Just get over it," things like that. And I'm sure if you are sensitive or you are an empath, you may have received comments like this growing up where people basically told you that this was not a positive thing. This wasn't a good thing through whatever verbiage they shared. It made you feel like there was something wrong with you. And if you experience that, I also experienced that as well. So I speak about this firsthand from um, my own life. But here's the thing that I want you to know, and that I have come to realize in my own life, is that empaths and people who are more sensitive in nature, they are actually very, very gifted, and they are the natural healers of the world. So, no matter what you're doing in your career, no matter what you're doing in your life, I don't I don't say this to mean that you have to change your entire job or what you're doing. I just mean that the nature of you is healing for people, whatever you may be doing. So I personally, I'm a spiritual mentor for women who are on a healing journey and really trying to release generational trauma, past trauma, unprocessed emotions, and old fear-based beliefs that do not serve them. I guide women to do that, and that's one of my gifts is I have the ability to see the individual and be able to recognize whether their specific block that they're in is subconscious or it is nervous system related and they're very, very dysregulated, or it's more of an energetic shift. And I have the ability to see that and channel through whatever needs to be reflected to them in order to move through their current block that they're in. And then the other thing that I do is I am a somatic practitioner. So I will guide women to we do somatic practices. I do it online and in person, where it guides them to really restore their mind body connection and reconnect back to their body's wisdom and also heal their nervous system. So it's a flavor of helping someone release what no longer serves them, whether it's whatever, if it's mind, body related, and helping someone to really calm their nervous system so they can regain their control of their nervous system and reconnect back with their body, because the two are correlated. So I have the ability to really attune to someone's energy and guide them through an experience that allows them to really let go and really move through whatever block that they're experiencing and make that shift within themselves. And that is something that I would have never imagined in when I was younger and was always being told, oh, you're too sensitive, you're too sensitive. Or the other thing too is I was always told, you're too quiet. Well, what I didn't realize at the time, which I do now, and now looking back, I realized what I was doing because it was just in my nature to do so, is I was an observer. I was always reading people's energy, seeing through what they were actually saying, seeing beyond their actions, like really seeing their intentions of what they were doing, like really seeing beyond what the eye can see. I didn't realize that this is what I was doing by remaining quiet and just observing the people around me. I mean, I can remember one time in high school and I was sitting in class and someone actually, I will just say this too, I was very, very shy as well. I didn't like the attention on me. But I remember this person in my class had directly made the conversation about me, saying, she never talks, she never says anything. And like, what's wrong with her? And I remember the teacher, God bless this teacher, she stood up for me and she was like, you can see in her eyes, like her eyes tell you more. They give away what they're actually doing. They're reading you, they're observing you, and she doesn't put up with some of the things that you guys are doing and saying in class. And it actually meant the world to me that she said this. But again, like I didn't understand this at the time. I just thought, I'm really, really shy. I don't want people to look at me. But then at the same time, I'm constantly observing people. I'm seeing what other people aren't seeing, and even things that people are saying, I'm able to see what the intent is behind that, or the drive or the motive behind that. And I didn't realize that this was actually a gift that I now apply in my body of work when I'm supporting women in a much deeper capacity. And now, for many people, their gifts, if you are an empath or you're sensitive, your gifts are very unique to you. We obviously all have the ability to attune to other people's energy. We just all have like a base level of being able to do that because we are energy. So we can tap into that. However, the empaths and the sensitives, this is more of a natural ability, and we can actually really turn up the volume to that. And um, our gifts can start to come online more and more and more through practices and through our own inner work. So the reason why I wanted to create this video is because if this is you and maybe you struggle with being an empath, you struggle with the fact that you're sensitive because you feel like you take things personally, maybe you don't feel very in control of your emotions, or you are constantly taking on the emotions of other people. It's very, very draining for you. You don't know how to release other people's energy and just like the heavy stuff that you're carrying in your life. Well, that's why I created this video, was for that purpose, because it's very, very important that you learn how to do this for yourself, not only to help yourself so that your mental health and your well-being, your emotional well-being, like everything is being taken care of, and you're not completely depleting yourself because of these gifts that you don't know how to fully handle, but also because again, you're a natural healer for the world. And it's my goal, it's my mission and purpose to help bring that through for more and more women. My mission is to help activate more women's purpose and what they're meant to be doing on this planet. And through that is, if you're a healer, well, then we need to make sure that you feel in control of your abilities and learn to work with them and allow them to come through and work the way that God intended them to be used. So, what you need to understand is, if you are a sensitive person or an empath, a healer in any kind of way, it's really, really crucial that you learn how to strengthen your own energetic field and your energetic uh, boundaries and barriers. Now, the way that you do this is you have to go on your own healing journey. You have to face the parts of yourself that maybe feel scary to face, whether you had a rough childhood growing up, or you experienced something traumatic in your life, or maybe right now your life just feels really unaligned and there's a lot of things that you're doing that are not honoring your needs and you, because you're putting other people's needs before your own. It's really, really important that you create time in your life to actually heal and discover more of yourself and discover more of what you're still holding on to and what just really doesn't serve you anymore. You need to learn how to let this go. And it's not easy. It's not something that happens overnight. But when you do this, your obviously your mental health, your emotional well-being starts to become more positive, because this is a trap that a lot of healers and sensitive people fall into is and empaths is they tend to put other people's needs before their own because they can feel their needs, and it's almost easier. It seems like a lot of healers have they are born into a life where they're they are supposed to explore the theme of what it means to really recognize their own worth. It seems like a lot of the healers and empaths in my life and my clients, they're always navigating this certain theme of I'm not worthy or I'm not deserving of the life I desire, and I'll just put other people's needs before my own and just take care of other people and make sure everyone else around me is good and they're good to go. I see that theme very, very frequently for these types of people. And I don't believe it's by accident. I believe you decided to explore this theme in your life for a reason, because there is something special that happens when you actually reclaim your power and you actually really understand your worth and what you deserve in your life. And the moment you decide to start setting energetic boundaries and start prioritizing yourself above all else, there is this awakening that happens within you. And this is really where your intuitive gifts can really start to come online and start to enhance even more, because it's almost like God is recognizing, okay, she passed the test. She finally overcame the thing in her life that has been kind of like preventing you from really unlocking your soul purpose and mission. She finally overcame the lesson, the thing she needed to overcome, now to reward her and giving her more of her gifts. I'm allowing them to come through and shine through even deeper. So think of it that way. I see this a lot. So this is why your inner work needs to be your priority. Your healing needs to be your priority, because you can't heal others. You can't help others in the fullest way when your body, your subconscious, your energy is still clinging on to your own inner wounds. It distorts your ability to be able to help people. And that leads me into my next little tidbit on this, is that you have to develop a strong sense of discernment, which just means being able to recognize and trust your intuition or your guides or God, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. This is a skill you have to learn. We all naturally have this inner compass or our higher self or our intuition, but for a lot of people, especially empaths, they end up completely like going through this season of their life where they kind of like tune that out again, to because they feel this need to serve other people above their own needs. They start to reject their own needs and not prioritize them. And when you do that, it it can kind of distort your ability to discern and trust your intuition. But as a healer, again, however that looks like for you, it doesn't have to, you don't have to be a healer in the way that you may perceive a healer to be. Like, I know a lot of empaths and people who are sensitive that work in the nursing field, and obviously these are healers, and we think of them as this traditional healer. But really, like, think about it. If you really learn how to um heal yourself first and own who you are and own your gifts and your natural abilities, when you really learn how to own that, you pass the test. And then all of a sudden, these new healing abilities come online and strengthen. Imagine the impact, the more impact that you will make with your patients in your hospital or whatever you're doing. It's going to come through even deeper. People are going to feel it even more. You're going to impact in a bigger way. And it's not like you had to change your job. You didn't have to do something differently, although you can. But what I'm saying is, this applies in whatever you're doing. Maybe you're a stay at home mom and that's your job. That doesn't mean that you're not a healer because you're not out like working with people, working with clients one on one and healing their energy. Your gifts naturally come through how they want to come through. And maybe that's just your energy, your aura, the space, that the energy that you create in your own home can be very healing for your family, people that come to your house and have family gatherings. So don't think that because you're not doing something that you perceive as what is a healer, that you aren't a healer. You are. It's your energy, it's your essence. You become the medicine for other people in your own unique way. So, the reason you need strong discernment, strong intuition skills is because it allows you to it allows you to help the individual based on what they need. You're able to attune to that in a much deeper way, versus if you haven't developed that strong discernment and strong intuition in your own life, you're always going to see them through the lens of your own experiences and what you've had to face. And although that can be helpful at times, it's not the most it's not the most helpful way to serve someone. The most helpful way is to be able to help them find their inner power and be able to guide them through that without the lens of your beliefs and your perceptions. Again, those can come in handy, but for example, the way that I do this in my own body of work is I will really attune to that person. And then what starts to happen is it's almost like I'm channeling God through my voice, and my ego, my conscious brain almost takes like a back seat, and I'm just channeling through what wants to come through, and I'm not getting in the way with my own ego and my own fears and my own limitations and just my own perception. It's like it's coming through, and oftentimes I'll actually experience goosebumps. And this is how, like, this is confirmation, how I know that, okay, what's coming through is what this person needs and what they need to hear right now. And it's not my job to make them understand what I'm saying. It's not my job to make them take what I guided them through or what I channeled through for them. It's not my job to make them show up or do with it however I believe. All I did was I became the channeled message, the channeled healer, and what they decide to do with that information or with that reflection is on them. I don't have any expectation upon myself of how they utilize this and use this in their own life. And that can be really, really powerful for a healer because, again, we naturally come into this world with the theme of, oh, I'm not enough, oh, I'm not worthy. And we often outsource it to other people and try to feel this sense of worthiness through helping other people. And if we have that distorted belief about ourselves, and then we go and try and help someone and they don't take it the way we perceive or we think that they need to do it, we're already feeding into our own ego, our own subconscious belief that, oh, I'm not enough, I didn't do enough. Whereas the true healer, it's not, they don't make it about them. I know it can seem very selfless, but this is actually a very selfish intent. When we make the outcome about what it means about us, that's actually very ego driven. So it's very, very important to go on your healing journey, to do the inner work, and really become aware of your fear based beliefs, of your ego trying to run and manipulate certain things in your life. You want to be able to discern the difference between, is this my ego? Is this my subconscious, my fears trying to take over? Or really, is this a channeled message or what this person truly needs right now? And I'm just going to provide that for them without any expectation and without making it mean anything about me, good or positive. You're just doing what you were created to do. So these are the things that are really, really important to um, focus on as an empath, as someone who's sensitive, so that you can really start to activate more of what God intended you to do on this planet. Now, if you're just getting started or if you've been on this journey, I have a free training called the Identity Recalibration. And essentially, this is my most basic framework that you can grab and utilize to really start helping you do this inner work. It's going to help you um, identify whether certain beliefs are from the fear-based beliefs that you have or they're learned beliefs that you took on from society or people in your life. It's going to help you identify that. And then I take you through the process that I use, that my clients use, to release it so that you can allow more of who you truly are to come through, to come online. So we're doing nervous system work as well. This is energy work to train your subconscious, to train your body to release and allow your true essence to come through and to feel safe with that and embody that. So I'll leave a link below for you to download that if that is something that you want to explore further. And if this video was helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what came through for you in this video, what resonated. I feel like a lot of the people that come into my world are empaths and sensitive. So this may be a conversation that we continue to have more of on this channel. But this channel was created to help you on your healing journey, to help you truly embody who you're meant to be and really break past the limitations, the barriers that have been holding you back in your life. So be sure to subscribe and turn on the little notification button so that you get notified when new videos are posted. And be sure to check out some of the other videos. I did another video that was called The Secret That All Empaths Need to Know to Set Energetic Boundaries. So if this video resonated, you need to go watch that video next, and I will see you in the next one.